So, welcome back to yet another episode of the Wounded Viking podcast with a very special guest in the building today, a dear friend, Mr. Lucas Decuypere. I'm trying to think, I was already thinking about when you were on your way here, how I would introduce you, because I feel like there's many different ways, but I do feel like your essence as a person is an entrepreneur. I do feel like if you were to die in 70 years, how would they remember you? What's the first thing they would say? I think, obviously, the people close to you would say he was a great man. But to the world, he was a great entrepreneur. So that's how I'm going to introduce you in this podcast.
All right, thanks.
Or do you feel comfortable with that? Are you happy?
Absolutely. Yes.
So obviously, there's going to be a lot of people watching right now who are thinking, who the hell is this guy? Because there's a lot of entrepreneurs. So I just want to validate you a little bit and make it clear that you are not some Instagram CEO, owner of At My Basement. You have built a multi-million euro company yourself together with your partner, Ben Decuypere. And man, you're a success story. How does it make you feel that right now, when entrepreneurship is more trendy and hip than ever, everyone is trying to grind, hustle, be like Gary Vee, all these guys. How does it feel that you've already achieved at this very young age what all of these young people in the world are trying to do?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure. It's a very interesting question. Actually, I was thinking about this this morning because I knew that entrepreneurship was going to come up in this conversation, and I made the same reflection. In a way, I think it's very good that there is a lot more to do about entrepreneurship, because in the past we kind of missed out on that, especially here in our little country. Entrepreneurship was almost a bad thing. I know when I started my first ventures, people were. I had all these weird emotions coming at me. People were looking at me strange. They didn't understand. They didn't want to be my friend anymore. They were upset. It's depending on who it was. So it was a lot of negative emotions. When I first went to the United States, and I said, I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business and this and that. People would flock towards me and offer their business cards and talk, and they would ring you up afterwards and this and that. So it's a different vibe. But a lot has changed. There's a lot of TV shows now around entrepreneurship. There's a lot of these incubation programs. And I think it's really good because there's a lot of great people, young people who have great ideas and who could definitely become terrific entrepreneurs. So on the one hand, I think it's really good. On the other hand, there's a bit of indeed an Instagramization of the entrepreneurship, where still some people think it's all about driving a nice car and being out there and being that like it's something that is hip.
They just see the positives. They see the positive side effects. They see the cars, the glitter, the glamour, the women, the attention, the validation. Yeah. But they don't understand that to actually get to that point, you have to eat shit for years.
Exactly. So it's the Pareto rule, which is 80-20. I think 80% of your time, it's absolute shit. It doesn't move in any direction. It's pure hardship. And then the 20% of the time, it's pure bliss. So you see things moving in the right direction and things really start to progress. But that's really the I think if you are at 80-20, you're doing a very good job.
You're lucky. You're one of the lucky ones, yeah.
Which means that at least one day a week, you're doing something good, which is quite an achievement. We went by for months where we were like, okay, what are we doing? So yeah, it's really hard. I think in a sense the other side of being an entrepreneur is you're going to spend like most of your time in a small, dark, gray office. At least that was the case in my time. So you have that. You have all of the responsibility. So especially if you work with other people, if you have people on the payroll. It's your job to pay them at the end of the month. It's your job to keep them happy, to deal with all of the problems. I mean, there's so much, and in the end, people are looking at you. From the stupidest thing, like somebody has crashed their company car, to a big client who's threatening to leave you. So all of these things, in the end, it's you, because the people who work with you, when it's 5:30 or 6 or 7, if you have really good people, maybe 8 o'clock at night, they go home. And in the end, you know, if things go well or don't go well, yeah, I mean, some people, of course, they work like it's their own company, and you really need to have those people as well, and you must make sure to reward them accordingly. But if you are in a highly competitive sector, like anything that has to do with digital and stuff like that, those people know that as soon as they put on LinkedIn, open for a new challenge, that they will get like 20 headhunters calling them right away. So as an entrepreneur, you're the demanding party the begging party in a lot of situations. You're begging your people to work with you. You're begging your clients to not leave or to start a cooperation with you. You're begging the banks to help you. You're basically, it's somewhere between a beggar and a prostitute that you are at the beginning, I guess. Because in the end, when the client says, I want to do this and that and that and that, you're basically always going to say yes, because you want to have the money and you want to grow your business. Even though it's maybe not the project that you want to do, you're going to take that money and move on because you need it to build the next step.
Do you need help making better decisions in your life? Are you lacking self-confidence and motivation to get things done? Hire me today and get a direct daily line of communication with me through video chat and audio messages. I operate on a week-to-week basis, so no long-term investment is required. 7 straight days of Viking advice will get you right on track. Email me at lorenz.dries@gmail.com and change your reality. I'm ready whenever you are. See you soon.